Alrighty guys, we're back for Mono White Angels, and this is a Foundation Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, this was a patron suggestion, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. All for Giada, Font of Hope, back in Standard. It's a 2-mana 2/2 legendary creature. Angel, of course, it's flying, vigilance, and each other angel you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each angel you already control. But as we know, it gets out of hand very fast. Also has a bottom ability for some reason. You can tap this for a white mana, spend this mana only to cast an angel spell. Pretty darn good, guys. And I'm actually rocking 4 of the older version of this card because obviously I didn't want to spend 4 rare wild cards on the new version. So always keep an eye on stuff like that. There's a lot of reprints in Foundations. We got 4 Youthful Valkyries. This is a 2-mana 1/3 with flying, and whenever another angel you control enters, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Beautiful stuff. Got a little bit of blinking packed in with a couple Guardians. That should do the thing every now and then, especially if we end up blinking our Steel Seraph. Which we have to do some rearranging because, of course, it has that prototype. Steel Seraph is a pretty powerful angel. Of course, this is going to be a perfect build for it. I have a 1 of Resplendent Angel. That'll do the thing every now and then. We're not like leaning heavily life gain, but we have a lot of lifelink creatures. And outside of our lifelink creatures, we also have life gain on cards like Archangel of Wrath with the double kicker cost on this. And in the mana base for the double kicker, we're just rocking 4 Secluded Courtyards, also back in Standard. That's exciting. And then 4 Cavern of Souls as well. The rest of the mana base, guys, just 16 planes. Hopefully 24 land is going to be enough, especially when we're ramping with Giada. Then we have more ramp packed in with Patchwork Banner as well. So when this enters, choose a creature type you're going to be choosing. Angel. And then creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. And then also you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. So I think it's going to be perfect in this deck list. Onwards to the top end, guys. I already spoke about Archangel of Wrath for a second. Got some more new ones here. It's a couple Exemplar of Light. So it's a 4 mana 3/3 flying. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay. Now, whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on this creature, you draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. That's very interesting. There's not a lot of card draw packed in. Hopefully this does the thing today. Got a couple Roaming Thrones. This pairs well with a lot of things in here. Youthful Valkyrie, Steel Seraph, all those different abilities. Maybe you want to blink a couple things with the Guardian when the Roaming Throne's down. You know what I mean? Outside of that, Archangel of Wrath's ability as well when it comes in. Also works really well with Roaming Throne. And then our top end 2, Boon-Bringer Valkyrie as a 2 of the backup. Also copies twice, or copies once, I guess is how we'd want to say it, off the Roaming Throne. And then another top end here, Lyra Dawnbringer. This is a 5 mana 5/5 angel. It's a legendary creature, of course. Has flying, first strike, lifelink. Okay. And then other angels you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink as well. Honestly, if I had 3, I'd probably run 3 on the top end and drop a Boon-Bringer Valkyrie. But since I don't have 3, rocking 2 and 2. Honorable mentions, guys. Inspiring Overseer almost made the cut. Archangel of Tides seems like a pretty value angel, honestly. Sarah Paragon, speaking of value angels, huh? And then Herald of Eternal Dawn almost made the cut as a 1 of on a top end because, I don't know, I think we could ramp into it pretty easily, but not this time around. Also, I have the Painlands over here. I did consider just more splashing in the mana base for the Archangel of Wrath, but we'll see. We'll see if all 4 Cavern of Souls and all 4 Secluded Courtyards actually works out. Guys, outside of the angels, we still needed some spot removal. I'm opting for early spot removal with 3 Elspeth Smite. I think it's still going to do the thing and do it very well. And then 3 Get Lost as well. All that can be your spot removal of choice. Okay, guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, guys, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I don't know, but I know one thing. If Giada survives turn 2, then I think it's looking pretty good for us. You know what I mean? I missed Giada. Woo! That's a hand. That's a starting hand right there. I like it. And we go first. Wow. We'll start with the plains. We'll keep it secret that we're playing angels for the first turn here. See what the opponent plays. Golgari colors. Ew. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. All angel this turn. Get that Giada down. All right, 4-drop angel would be pretty sick, but I don't think Giada survives against Golgari colors. Oh, they also got white in there too. Okay, we'll play another plains. We could tap Giada now before they... I mean, if we swing and we lose it to an Elspeth Smite, that would be pretty bad. I'm not going to swing with this, guys, even though it has vigilance. I think that's more risky than just playing everything out for the turn. Kind of an insane turn 3, but we'll see if our creatures even stick on this board, because I guess temporary lockdown's a thing, right? Oh no, temporary lockdown, why? What could have been a better play for the turn? Oh no, it's more mana too. Only 24 land packed in, guys. Seeing 6 mana this early on is a little bit of a flood. Well, yeah, we have 3 Get Lost, so that could be really good, of course. Gonna play Steel Seraph. We're not gonna wait to play it out for 6 mana by any means. We're not out of this. We lost a lot of value there in that 3-for-1, but we're not out. Oh dear. Oh dear, it's more mana. Steel Seraph, what could you do to get around an Elspeth Smite? I guess we'll go Vigilance. There's that one thing that exiles tapped creatures, right? I totally forget right now what that's called, or if that's even a thing. It might actually be exile attacking or blocking creature. I don't remember. Either way, we're gonna risk the swing. We're gonna be in danger either way here if we keep drawing mana. Goodbye, my poor Steel Seraph. Elspeth Smite, main reason why we didn't swing with Giada earlier, and I'm guessing that this was in their opener too. Oh no, the flood, guys. We'll play the Secluded Courtyard this time. Look, opponent's missing mana. If we see some of our top end, I think we can actually pull this back. It's gonna be hard to pull this back, but we're flooding and the opponent's not seeing their 4th. Wow, attracts it to the grave, guys. All right, more mana coming down. Steel Seraph as a 5/4 actually swings against an Elspeth Smite, but there's going to be so many other pieces of spot removal in a deck list like this. It's a Get Lost. Okay. I don't mind getting the map tokens in here. Extra counters here and there, and also maybe getting some land off the top. Just for the sake of not drawing the land. I guess at that point, it's kind of like drawing the land, but you guys know what I mean. Elspeth Smite of our own, guys. Dude, we're playing this out. First of all, it's not like the opponent, like now that they played an Overlord, you know, eventually the opponent will actually start getting some damage through here. They also ramped a bit too, so we might start seeing more of their top end. Land. Ew, right now I'm very happy that we do not have 25 mana in here. Because, you know, you look at this deck list and you could consider 25 mana. Hey, there's some of our top end. Okay, let's do it. Boon-Bringer Valkyrie. Having a deck list that's able to run all 4 Cavern of Souls should be an absolute menace versus deck lists that run counterspells. Not this deck list, but we're going to try the map token. Try to get some stuff. Leyline. Opponent. That's the problem. Once we've gotten this far into the game, it's going to be very hard to establish anything. And outside of that, we don't have a lot of card draw packed in too. The Overlord is about to come out and start putting us on a clock though, so I'm still going to play this out. Always feel free to skip ahead in the video if you want to, guys. Down. Ooh. Okay. Probably just poke the opponent's face here. They took a lot of pain damage. Anyways, down in the description, we have chapters or timestamps at the bottom of the video as well. You can also see those chapters. Alright, yeah, we'll max this out. Hit the opponent's face. And then maybe actually successfully use this other map token. I guess technically you never know, because we really, if we do end up seeing one of our 3 get lost, and we get 2 Youthful Valkyries and a Giada back, the opponent would need something super fancy. Well, not super fancy. I guess this is very much a Sunfall style deck list too. The 3-for-1 at the beginning, if they missed the lockdown, guys, I think this already would have been ours. That being said, that's because they missed their 4th so many turns in a row, so they needed that turn 3 board wipe, which is one of the reasons why they probably kept their starting hand. All right, Elspeth Smite does not kill the Overlord, and we can easily take the 6 here. Come on, guys, let's see. I'd say it's unlikely to see more mana off the top as we have 9 land on the board. Up the Beanstalk. We got some Surveil. Traxa just chilling in the grave waiting to come back, I'm assuming. Waiting for the right moment. Opponent must have a decision to make here with the last 2 mana. I'm not sure what that would be right now outside of like another up the beanstalk or something. I will go ahead and pause until the opponent makes a decision. All right, the opponent was at the end of their 3rd timeout, and it looks like they actually finally paused it. And guys, a get lost off the top. First of all, thank goodness that I can pause the recording, because all 3 of these timeouts took forever, man. And then right at the end there, they passed it back. I wonder if they froze and had to restart their game, and then they got back in right in time. Other than that, waiting until the end, I feel like they froze, guys. We got to give the opponents the benefit of the doubt here. Get lost. Now our timer starts right away, huh? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and use the temporary lockdown. Or get lost on the temporary lockdown. We'll see what ends up happening here, as they do have everywhere, which taps for blue if they have blue in here for some reason. It lands, so the opponent is back. Bunch of counters on all these. Awesome stuff. We'll use the map tokens, and I don't really want to put a huge target on Giada's back, but I probably want to spread these map tokens wide. I'll put 1 on the Valkyrie. See what we see on top. It's another get lost. I'll take it, dude. I'm going to keep it. I'll put another counter on Giada, I guess. We have to just expect the worst from the opponent's deck list for sure. For sure, bro. So Sunfall, Deadly Cover-Up, and I'll tell you what, we will drop the concede if they do wipe this board. Other than that, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm pretty happy that we stuck around, because we'll see what ends up happening here. It could be another temporary lockdown too, but with a get lost on top, that won't be a concede, since we'll still have another chance of reestablishing this board state. Take the 6 down to 12. Let's see what the opponent has here. It's a Sunfall. No. You know, it's funny though, since we have the get lost, we could bring back the Boon-Bringer Valkyrie, but I think we should probably concede. This is a little silly, because if we go get lost onto the ley line, we get the Boon-Bringer back, they play like ley line number 2, and we're still sad about it, then they can start swinging with the incubator. Ah, man, I really should concede. Like I said though, guys, feel free to skip around the video. Let's see what happens when we get this Boon-Bringer Valkyrie. Something else, guys. Something else to consider. Get lost is, of course, instant speed. We could have waited till the end of their turn and attempted a swing, but at that point, too, they were still getting through with the Overlord. We could have done that here as well. We could have waited till the end of their turn. We had 3 creatures. They have plenty of cards in hand. More spot removal was likely as well. Okay, that's definitely something to consider, though. Keeping the Get Lost open until the very end of their turn, get our creatures back, and then trying to swing with them the next turn. Something I really didn't think about until right now. So definitely something to consider. That could have been a way to push through. Boon-Bringer might survive? Question mark? Yeah, they can power up their incubator. This is a pretty darn good blocker with the first strike and lifelink. There's Leyline. Okay, guys, okay. All right. Let's drop the GG so we can get into the next one, because I know the longer this goes on, like 3-turn clock maybe on the incubator, we could still see more. I don't think that was ours, and I don't think that was ours after that temporary lockdown. So probably should have just hopped right into the next one. I apologize, guys. Let's go right into game number 2. Opponent's deck list looked pretty brutal, and for missing mana that many turns in a row, that was kind of something else, wasn't it? Oh, our starting hand was so good, too. Oh, I hope we can pull off a hand like that again today. Yeah, Giada in the opener. Opponent goes first. Oh, we try it. We try it for sure. Oh, the flood in the last game too? Bro, there was a lot going against us after that temporary lockdown. We'll keep it secret again that we're playing Angels. We'll play the Plains. Wow. Some Orzhov enchantment sounds pretty cool. Oh, right into the Elspeth Smite. I'll take it. That's a good one to hit with the Smite. Valkyrie and... surprise, we're playing Angels. Haha, Giada. See if Giada survives a Sheltered by Ghosts. Sheltered by Ghosts? How dare. All right, so we still have a lot of value Angels here. Secluded Courtyard, we'll play the Plains, and tempted by the Valkyrie, but nah. Probably just Steel Seraph, right? This has Menace, so they're getting through for a few turns. We might want to think about Steel Seraph's lifelink. For turn 4, seeing another 2-drop, of course, would be huge for us. Or a Get Lost, too. Taking care of this skeleton and being able to get around the ward, too, of course, is very important. Oh, they find spot removal for the Steel Seraph, guys. We're in trouble. Mana. I actually don't mind seeing the mana, because now we're 1 turn away from the Dawnbringer, which, of course, can pull us back. And the question is Steel Seraph or Valkyrie again for the turn. Get the Secluded Courtyard down. That's fine. It's... Maybe it is Youthful Valkyrie this time. Because next turn, if we're planning on the Dawnbringer anyways, still going to put a counter on the Valkyrie and then boost it with another +1/+1, and it gives it lifelink anyways too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what their last card in hand is too, because if it's more spot removal, boy oh boy, are we in danger, huh? Going to be a cut down for the Valkyrie, guys. Holy cow, we're going to be taking another 5 when they swing in here too. The Menace has been absolutely menacing. Can Dawnbringer's lifelink actually pull us through? Cavern of Souls, that's a lot of mana, dude. Wow. I mean, at that point, at least we have the 6 mana Steel Seraph. Which is important to play before combat because of Vigilance. Lyra Dawnbringer sure has a lot, but it does not have Vigilance. I don't like how this is sticking, guys. I don't like how this is sticking one bit. I guess it wasn't spot removal. Back up to 9 is huge. Both of our creatures having lifelink. I'll tell you what. Sheltered by Ghosts. Opponent! Swing it for 6, down to 3. We need to see something that's not mana. Oh, it's mana, guys. Guys. I guess we could die next turn easily. We got to go lifelink again because we cannot block these menacing creatures. We'll go back up to 8. We're going to be taking 6, but if this is like a skeleton build, there are hasty ways to push through. Think for 6. Back up to 31. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Forsaken Miner, it is a skeleton build. More mana off the top, guys. I can't believe it, but we can't play 23 mana, not in this deck list. We're flooding. Oh no. Oh no. I'm calling it. I'm calling bad luck in these first couple games. Good game, opponent. That was something else, huh? 4 pieces of very well-placed spot removal. Here's something. With their open cut down, if I would have played the 3/3. Let me view the battlefield here. If I would have played the 3/3 Steel Seraph over the Valkyrie, their cut down would have missed for at least that one turn. Double sheltered by ghosts. Everything lined up really nicely for the opponent, and honestly, Orzhov Skelly Bellies. Pretty cool. I like that list, opponent. Alright guys, I completely believe in the deck list. After seeing those games, I think we can totally get there. That was brutal. That was some... I don't know what else to call it other than rough couple games, you know? Okay, no white source for the Elspeth Smite until we have Patchwork Banner. That does mana fix us into white. And we don't have Banner in hand right now. A couple games of seeing way too much mana. 24 feeling like 26. How about it? Is this going to be a game where we don't see our third? Opponent goes first too, so I'm going to give it a shot because when you see Giada in your opener and you actually have the ability to play Giada onto you, then it's probably worth keeping unless... I don't know, I guess it does depend. Yeah, having this many turns in a row, we're getting around counterspells here, that's important. We have what, 3 turns to draw our third for the banner, or if Giada sticks around, we get to ramp into our third at least, which also misses the counter. We could start with a swing, but Elspeth might be in everywhere, huh? Also, if we start with the swing, they might tempo us out with into the Flood Maw too. Whereas if we just utilize the ramp while we have it, at least we'll have a Resplendent Angel on the board. This could have easily been a mulligan, guys. It really could have been. So we can't blame not seeing the mana just yet. It was a soul partition, actually. I'd say worth the shot, right? If we see mana, it's going to be right into the Exemplar, probably. We can get some card draw going. It's not going to be mana, but I'll tell you what, Youthful Valkyrie isn't bad. It isn't bad. Definitely need to see some mana though. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. So Soul Partition and Hadi Jin were most likely up against Mini Reanimator, as I like to call it. I don't know what everyone else calls it. They might also call it Mini Reanimator. That's just what I've been calling it. Hadi Jin number 2. We pass it on back. No mana. Blinking the Valkyrie isn't terrible, I guess. I guess blinking Giada isn't terrible too, right? Actually, Valkyrie comes back with 2 counters. Well, how does that work? I guess we'd want to... I guess it's a very similar concept, except blinking the Giada untaps the Giada, right? So we're still getting an extra counter there. Actually, we're getting 2 extra counters when the Giada comes back then, too. Yeah. Cool stuff, man. Giada sticking around this many turns in a row is so essential, especially when we're missing mana now all of a sudden, too. At that point, 12 cards in. 2 of them were mana. 24 lands. Yeah. It might just be how the deck is drawing, guys, but mana! Also triple Hadigen and only one thing in the crate. That's really funny, dude. We gotta go right into the Exemplar. We don't plan on swinging with Giada, and they got terrific double blocks, right? Archangel Banner could also be good. It'll give us at least 5 when it comes time, but we don't need 5 right now. Roaming Throne, we can't ramp into that because it's not an angel in hand. Giada can only tap for angels. All right, so we do this before combat. Can't be countered, which is so essential here. Do it before combat because it affects combat. We draw because it gets the counter from Giada. And we full swing. Do what they do. Now we're putting the pressure on, huh? And any more mana off the top would obviously be pretty decent. They take it. After going Phantom Interference for the Spirit, yeah, it cost 3 less because the triple Hadigen. They had some good blocks, right? Like, they could have triple blocked this Guardian, and it would have just been a 1-to-1 trade. They could have quadruple blocked this Youthful Valkyrie. Would have been a 1-to-1 trade, right? I guess they didn't want to lose any of their Hadigens. Yeah, what's crazy is even it's definitely felt like we've been getting a little unlucky, right? But the way Giada just pulls through so much extra value once it actually sticks around, it's kind of crazy to think about. Steel Seraph, wow. I think it's going to be Patchwork Banner this time. We got to keep all this. Patchwork Banner could easily get countered though, whereas our angels actually land. Going something, if we do this, it affects combat, so we do it beforehand. It doesn't get countered. I think that's very essential here. Boosts the Valkyrie. And then I suppose lifelink just to keep us in a little longer, although vigilance isn't terrible too here. I guess it's a similar concept either way, keeping us in a little bit longer. We're not swinging with Giada. That's like the only reason we're in this right now. They got a dispersal for the Exemplar. Nice. Yeah, I think just playing the extra, they have great double blocks now. They definitely want to take one of these trades. They just chump, take 5. Keeping triple Hadigen. Are we in danger? Mill 4 cards. Okay. We might be in danger. They got a couple pieces of... they got a couple pieces of removal. We're going to die this turn. I'm on the edge of my seat, opponent. What you got? Wow, they hold it back, guys. They hold it back. Okay. Okay. They're at 5. This is, well, what could that be? If it was, like, if they bounced Giada and swung, they would have done 24 damage that turn, right? So what could this be other than us forcing them to block now? I guess we're not planning on swinging with Giada, because if we full swing, they still have the blocks with all 3 Hadigens. My apologies, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy. I want to make sure I do this right. And I'll tell you what, missing more mana, if we would have seen one piece, so we could have went Archangel for 1 as well. And also poked through a point of damage. Something to consider about the Patchwork Banner, but we still have to play around the counter spells that are inevitably in the opponent's hand. Well, we'll start with the card draw then, I guess, on the Exemplar, since we don't plan on swinging with the Giada. We boost the Valkyrie, which is important. It's a get lost off the top. Forcing blocks here. Let's do it. Got double block into Valkyrie and then regular block there. We end up taking So there's the new how you assign combat damage. See, auto-assign lethal damage. There's a checkbox up here. Okay. If we would have seen mana, we would have potentially had the Elspeth Smite open. Outside of that, we're safe for the turn. Probably keep the Get Lost and ditch one of the Archangels, since I'd rather have a large variety in our hand here. Worth the swing though, right? Because if we didn't swing and we kept blockers back instead, I think they easily could have found a way to push those Djinns through. So yeah, forcing blocks was essential. Go ahead, recast Soul Partition for just their 1 planes. Anyone's game, guys, it really is. Founding the Third Path. Uh-oh. Okay, they put it in on 1. Let's see what they play. It's a recommission. Bring back a Haughty Djinn. Swing for 7 yet? They do finally swing for 7. It's a Giada. Wow. 1 card remaining in hand. Maybe we should finally just go for the Patchwork Banner play. Definitely get rid of one of the Giadas this turn if we have to discard. If we're not careful, they'll have lethal on board again next turn if we're not careful. So just like keeping the Get Lost available. If we swing and they block, then we can attempt the Elspeth Smite. There's so many tough decisions because this also means no ramp with our Angel, but instead we would play the second Giada to be able to chump the Haughty Djinn. So we'll see if this actually happens. We should go full control and then do this with the full control. There we go. Okay, awesome. And then Giada. Woo! Tough uphill battles, dude. We gotta play around not seeing mana for this long. 24 mana, guys. First 2 games was a flood, and this time it feels like we're just not seeing enough of it. I don't think we want 25. We definitely don't want 23, even though we flooded a few times. Opponent looks like they're gonna bring back Haughty Djinn again. They're looking through their grave, or Oculus for the turn. Next turn, we have to know that Founding the Third Path is going to do something important. Founding the Third Path next turn could recast a recommission. However, Haughty Djinn... Wait, where's their third Haughty Djinn? Oh, there it is. It is going to be an Oculus for the turn, guys. Another flyer. Helps them block so well. No blocks. Giada's essential. Mana on the top would also be essential here. So they're going to get Manifest either way. They have no cards in hand. We could still go Get Lost. We still got 2 open. Yeah, they're gonna Manifest either way, so let's just let them do that and then think about our turn. As the Haughty Djinn, of course, is going to be pushing through. Mana off the top is so good for us, guys. How do we survive? How are we doing this? So Archangel. That'll be 3 open with Banner. Steel Seraph, Resplendent Angel. There's so many tough decisions, man. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Archangel, and then we're going to have to chump the Djinn next turn, and Archangel might as well hit the opponent's face, right? So we do like this. We can't swing into the Oculus. Still going to be... No, we actually have to clear up their board. Going back up to 8. We might have the block into the Djinn. 5 getting through on the Oculus. Actually, they could have also swung with the 2-2. Oh, but now they can just recast 1 piece of spot removal with the Founding. Crap, I overlooked that, even though I knew it was coming. Good game, opponent. Was there another way through that turn? Get Lost on the Haughty Djinn. We'd have 3 available. We'd be at 6. Bro, these games have been brutal, huh? while I have you here towards the end of the video, make sure you check out that description where we got that Discord link, as well as that Patreon link too, if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. Then also, guys, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like, and if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing as well, because it really does help out the channel. And thank you, guys. Let's see if we can end on a high note. I kind of feel like we've been getting all unlucky for the whole video, so let's see if we can pull something through. We go first. And there's definitely some rearranging that we can consider for the deck list too. Right now, I'm pretty happy that there's just 24 mana. I think 24 is about right with what we've been seeing. That's tough though, because obviously in that last one, had we seen more mana earlier, I think that easily would have been ours, right? Now it still could have been, it still could have gone either way. But I do think based on what we saw, just one more piece of mana earlier, I think we would have gotten there. So far, so good though, I would say. It's funny as that is to say, right? I feel like the deck list is doing the thing it's supposed to be doing. Now we just need to do that thing and actually win. To prove that the deck list is all right enough. Oh, I really hope this isn't going to be another game where we're stuck on 2 mana, guys, especially if Giada doesn't survive the turn. Jeskai colors from the opponent. Giada's out of here. It's a burst lightning. Jeskai burn would be super interesting because lightning helix and all that would be packed in. Maybe some prowess creatures. So 3rd mana is essential. Oh no, guys, I should have mulliganed. I should have. They pass it back. 3rd mana. It only took 1 turn that time. Now, how much of this lands? Cavern of Souls, we had... oh. And Seraph survived the turn, too, so no lightning helix or something. Growl, crackling wit. Get lost does take care of it, but oh, we might as well swing at it now instead. Omniscience, okay. Is that what that is? Omniscient? Omniscience. What am I looking at? How do I pronounce that, guys? Man. I know that was a reprint too, but I don't think I've ever seen it played. Resplendent Angel setup for the turn could be pretty good if they survive the turn, but I feel like there's going to be a board wipe. I'll try the Resplendent Angel setup, I guess. And we'll go for visual lifelink. I was trying to think of what kind of removals we've been seeing, but Vigilance would have been bad if it was a split up, because they could have called untapped creatures. Willow's Awakening. All right, they can play their whole hand for free, guys. Oh no, ill-timed explosion. Wait, if they discard here, they lose. Okay, they're just going to go for draw, and it's all free, so they might as well. You may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. Are we going to die this turn? Is that what's going to happen here? Well, they can't level that up. That's good news. But now, oh, another one.
I have a plan.
I guess I really got to learn how to pronounce this then. Sleight of hand. Wow, you know what? That was their turn 4, right? Right? Oh, well, how'd they get the... No, Ral was their turn 4. That was their turn 5. Ral's actually sick here because that helps them find their combo much, much faster. And then if you just keep playing new Rals too, this is actually really sick.
I thirst for information.
The problem here is too, they got to discard too, so it's not like it's completely restocking their hand, but if they keep finding draw spells, then they can just keep on going. So something they would have wanted on the board.
I can invent my way to
Okay, they go Burst Lightning. The kicker cost is an additional cost.
exactly what I need.
So opt. They're still trading out with the artist talent. I'll tell you what, if it actually passes back to us, then I guess maybe we got lucky this time, right? We'll see though. Opponent's totally popping off. Which one do they want here? Draw spell. Yep, ill-timed explosion.
requires
Loyalty counters for days. What's the max on Ral? -10. Draw 3 cards you get an emblem with. Instant and sorcery spells you cast have Storm. Oh, buddy. Jeskai Storm? This is sick.
Gotta
Oh.
work with what's available.
They went... Wait. Why'd they play the second Ral without activating the first Ral? Or was that the first Ral and they already activated it?
Confident this
I have no clue, man. I'm getting lost in the opponent's turn. This is actually pretty darn sick.
Aha! A solution!
Maybe they'll deck themselves out, huh? There's definitely some combo here that they're looking for to win. Sleight of hand, opt. Opt being back is kind of fun. That's exciting. Another artist talent. Keep trading out. Boilo's Awakening is what they traded out. I mean, they already got their 2 main cards here, so it also, they can successfully wipe the board since they still have this other one just as a straight-up enchantment. So if they do find and they actually want to discard something off the ill-timed explosion, they could still wipe the board successfully. Ral's at 8. They're close to the -10. Actually, just go for the -3. 13 cards remaining. This is hilarious, dude. If we see mana off the top, first of all, if we survive, it's going to be Get Lost for both of their enchantments. And then we just try to survive long enough for them to deck themselves out. They do go for the discard, guys. They wipe the board. That's okay. They can still play stuff for free. They pass it back. We find our 4th. Okay. Well, they got 10 cards remaining. Very cool, opponent. Very cool. Luckily, we actually got to see our 4th. We just have to, and we have to do this on our turn too, right? We don't want to pass it back and then all of a sudden, surprise, I have a counter spell. So we want to do this now. Oh, wait. I mean, it doesn't matter. It could still be, okay, yeah. It doesn't, they still could have played a counter spell, guys. So take care of the Ral. Have some map tokens, opponent. Let's see if we could survive 10 more turns. Or less. Because they might continue drawing and stuff. They find an artist talent on the top. That'll be pretty good. Boost up their prankster for the turn. That's decent. Youthful Valkyrie. Kind of feels like I should wait for the 5th mana for the Archangel, right? And the lifelink on the Steel Seraph is probably better. Mana next turn would be Valkyrie into the 2nd Steel Seraph. That was crazy, dude. We got to try something like this at some point. Omni whatever. And Abuela's Awakening. That is truly terrifying. And then you have to pack in a bunch of card draw for the Storm side of things. The Ral is such a cool addition. I can't stop being impressed with the opponent's deck list. Opponent has 6 cards remaining, guys. We're going to take the 4 down to 17. Okay, 5th mana. Nice. We do have the option of Archangel, but it's probably just... Crap, that Prankster is a 4/6. We don't have a successful swing on that Steel Seraph. But we will have a successful block, potentially, right? Double block into the Prankster with both of our Steel Seraphs. It doesn't really matter. I don't plan on swinging. No, opponent. I really wanted to play that out. We got there, guys. And it just doesn't feel that great, does it? That's not exactly the type of victory we wanted to get, but I guess I'll take it. Boy, they were hard to come by. Sound like a broken record at this point, but that seriously felt unlucky. You guys let me know in the comments. I know a lot of people are split on that concept of luck, but it kind of it felt bad, but the deck list felt like it was still doing the thing. So I don't really know. First of all, put it on the do not craft list, guys. Foundations just came out. Pretty much any deck list you see, no one knows where the meta is going to settle. Just be very careful when it comes to crafting at the beginning of any set. but especially at the beginning of Foundations, where we have a lot of reprints. You know, Giada here, rocking the old version. I don't think when I put this in the description or on AetherHub, I'm going to trade this out for the new version. Just got to keep an eye on all that, okay, guys? There's just so many reprints. I won't be able to keep up with what was a reprint and what wasn't when it does come time to upload these. I guess I could try, but I don't know if it's even worth trying, you know? Just always keep an eye on your collection. Be very careful with what you're crafting. I think that goes without being said, but thought I'd give that disclaimer again, right? We'll see what I end up deciding on, though. 3 Get Lost, 3 Elspeth Smite. Those are going to be pretty solid early game removal. I don't think you're going to be upset with having 3 of each of those. 4 Giada, super essential, dude. Who cares that it's a legendary creature? Super essential. This is what makes angels actually, or potentially a thing, right? Similarly, when you have powerful top end like Lyra Dawnbringer, bro, I'm taken aback by those games, huh? We should have been able to do much, much more. You look at it like this, too. You do some rearranging here as well to really fill out that curve. 24 mana. I was back and forth and then back and forth, but 24 has to be right for a deck list like this, right? We got ramp with Giada and ramp with the banners. If you go up to 25, you're going to want to drop a banner. Go up that 25 probably. You want to keep as many angels packed in as possible. And another thing too, when you are up against those deck lists that run counter spells, it's kind of like that one game where I just kept banner in hand. It would have been awesome to play, but we had no idea if we were going to waste our entire turn because we just weren't seeing mana. We were going to waste it all by trying to play banner and then instantly get counterspelled. So instead, it was just much, much better utilizing the Cavern of Souls, keep playing angels and try it that way. At least I think it was much, much better. So if you go up to 25, you're going to drop a banner. If you go up to 25, you might flood out like we did in those first 2 games. And you might flood out significantly too. If you're flooding, then you want a lot of card draw packed in. We do not have a lot of card draw, which is definitely something to consider for the deck list in general. The Exemplar of Light, of course, pairing beautifully with the counterspell or with the counters from Giada, but also a lot of lifelink packed in, a lot of life gain with the Archangel of Wrath as well, which also has lifelink. So it should be easy peasy getting a counter on this whenever you swing in on your turns and then extra card draw. But does that mean we want more of these? I'd say we'd want more if the front of the build also opted for life gain. But since a lot of our life gain is in this middle of the game, that's tough, man. That's really tough to say because, again, like I was saying, like, did we get lucky or did we get unlucky? Something that could balance the scales a little bit is a little bit more card draw as well. Ramping into the Exemplar over ramping into Archangel. Maybe I could see dropping an Archangel of Wrath and going up an Exemplar. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to pause the recording. Okay, sorry about that. No more distractions until the very end of the video, huh? What else? Youthful Valkyrie as a 4 of. I mean, obviously that just makes sense. You want early angels as well, and this is another reason why angels could potentially be a thing again. Is this the version of angels to put together to have it be a thing again? Probably not, just based on how it was. I'll tell you what, though, we play another 4 games or however many we played today. I think there's I think we could win all 4, you know what I mean? So like I'm back and forth because also there's a chance that we would just lose all 4 and it would continue to draw that poorly. We really just don't know. Definitely put it on the do not craft list, guys. And thank you again for the patron suggestion. We're going to be revisiting angels again, and we're going to, instead of going mono white, we're going to try some other stuff too. There was, how do I, let's see, go to foundations, not collected, and type in angel. There was, yeah, the war leader, and however we pronounce the first part of that. It looks like I have one of these from back in the day. So another reprint. I have no idea what set that is or where I got this from, but that would be one where I wouldn't want to just craft a couple mythics. I'd want to use the old ones that I have first. So again, with foundations, keep your eye on all the cards in your collection. Yeah, going like Boros or something, and then actually leaning Boros in the mana base so you're not worried too much about the Archangel of Wrath when it comes time. The Secluded Courtyard and the Cavern as a 4 of each of those I think that makes a lot of sense, and it didn't really hold us up, did it? It technically in that one game, it held us up where that game also could have been a mulligan, guys. We gotta consider that too. But that one game where we didn't have the white source for the Elspeth Smite, eventually we found the plains and it didn't end up mattering. But yeah, we gotta visit Boros Angels or something at some point. We go Boros Angels, hey, we have some shapeshifters to consider, huh? Probably not, but you never know, right? This Mauler looks pretty darn cool. Outside of that, Boros Angels could lean into the life gain side of things, rock lightning helix and stuff too. Man, that sounds really cool, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm just, I'm confused. That's what I am. Guys, if you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. Usually when a deck list performs that poorly, I do make some changes at the end. This is just one of those instances where I don't know what we could change outside of just a complete revamp, right? If all 4 of those games we just got completely ran over by aggro, then I would say drop a banner and go up the 4th Elspeth Smite. But we didn't get completely run over by aggro. It was just all over the place. Consistent poor draws. So it would have to be a full revamp. I am looking at that 3rd banner though. I think that could easily drop down to 2. And then you would go up one of something that you would be seeing in your meta. But again, no one knows where the meta is going to land at the beginning of sets. So be very cautious about that. Lyra Dawnbringer seems like it's going to be such an excellent top end for Angels. And again, if I had 3, I think I said this at the very, very beginning of the video. If I had 3 of these, I'd play 3 and drop a Boon-Bringer. But that would be one less thing that works with the throne. What does work with the throne? Let's talk about that real quick. The Exemplar's draw works with the throne, right? The ability triggers only once each turn, though. How does that work? I kind of forget right now. Archangel of Wrath also works with the throne ability. Boon-Bringer's backup 1. Steel Seraph's beginning of combat ability. Youthful Valkyrie's ability. The Giada extra counters does not work with the throne, right? Guardian does work with the throne, right? And then the Resplendent Angel is also a triggered ability, correct? Yes, so a lot of things work with the throne, but remember, you can't ramp into throne with the Giada because it's not an angel in your hand. So if you drop a banner, don't go up that 3rd throne. I think 2 is more than enough for what this deck list is trying to do. It doesn't work with the Dawnbringer or the Giada. And I'm blanking on whether or not it works with the Exemplar of Light. That would have been an awesome thing to test out today, though. Okay, I don't like how I arranged that for the end of the video here, guys. Yeah, again, let me know what you thought of the deck list, and I will see you in the next video.